Okay, my name is Cedric Yu. Yeah.
And what brought you to this event tonight?
Curious about urban planning in Vancouver, getting to know the process, some of the people involved, and the critical issues here. Yeah.
And is this something of professional interest to you, or just
both?
citizen,
Yeah, I mean,
citizen?
partly professional, but also out of interest, out of a citizen, in Vancouver, living here, and getting to know what the issues are.
Have you been in Vancouver for a while?
I've been in Vancouver for about 6-7 years now. Yeah, so
Okay.
about 6 years. Yeah.
Okay.
But I was born here, moved away, so I lived in
came
Toronto, Montreal. But yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So now, of all these various things that you maybe did or maybe didn't have an opportunity to see, what strikes you about what might have a positive impact on the future?
Yeah, so I mean, I think obviously the viaducts are a huge issue for Vancouver, but also as a whole in terms of the kind of the infrastructural connections to Burnaby, etc. It's a big game changer for people living in that neighborhood. So it's also has a potential to go in a lot of different directions, which is part of why I'm curious to see what's going to be unfolding or what sort of the thinking is behind that.
What kind of concerns, issues, positive thoughts do you have about that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as infrastructure in any kind of city evolves, there's always, upgrading or removal, editing of that infrastructure. So, questions about how does the edge of the water become used? What are the uses? What are the uses in terms of its program? Residential. Are there going to be more offices or industrial kind of programs? The connection between kind of Chinatown and sort of Strathcona, how that might be affected. I know it's a neighborhood that's in transition, but these are questions that I'm curious about. Yeah.
Is that neighborhood near and dear to your heart for some reason?
Chinatown. Well, I think it's near and dear to the heart of probably the whole city in a way. It has some historic relevance. It obviously has people who've been living there for a long time. There are a lot of people who I suppose have been being displaced in that area. So, is there potential for new social housing along there? I mean, typically waterfront properties are treated a certain way in Vancouver. So, what is the mixing? What is these are all questions which are interesting and I think have to be thought about.
So It sounds to me like you have a bit of an interest in kind of social housing, being able to have a diversity of population.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, I think that's a big issue. How do you deal with obviously issues that are happening along Hastings or that area for housing people along that continuum? But I think that's an important question for all Vancouver. Questions of affordability obviously are huge for anyone living here. And also, I mean, a big question in terms of the public realm is huge potential for amazing public spaces there. You have sort of, I don't know, you have Science World that's there, and the kind of the remnant landscape that's there. But how do you enhance it to become something even greater than what it is? That's a big question.
So if you project yourself into the future, is there an image in your mind about what Vancouver is?
An image in my mind about what Vancouver is. I don't have I don't have an image in my mind. I think there's a whole set of processes that are in place and that are there. A lot of people who are thinking about what those issues are. So I think having that process is super important. Like even coming out here tonight to see what the issues are. And to be able to discuss them in a forum is amazing. So I'm just looking forward to seeing what evolves and on all these various issues. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks so much,
Okay,
Susan.
really appreciate
Thank
it.
you.